today we are starting off with the Resto Druid. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Go through some of the abilities here. Starting off, you have your damage reduction cooldown bark skin. Your skin becomes as tough as bark, reducing all damage you take by 20% and preventing damage from delaying your spell cast. Lasts 12 seconds. Usable while stunned, frozen, incapacitated, feared, asleep, and in all shapeshift forms. You have a bear form. Shapeshifts into a bear. You have a cat form. Effervescence. Grows a healing blossom at the target location, restoring 208 health to 3 injured allies within 10 yards every 1.7 seconds for 30 seconds. Limit of 1. Put down your mushroom. It'll start healing everybody in the circle. Frenzied Reju requires bear form. Heals for 25% of your maximum health for 5 seconds. Growl. That's in your bear form. You can taunt. You have Hibernate. Force the enemy target to sleep for 40 seconds. Any damage will awaken the target. Only one target can be forced to hibernate at any time. Only worked on beasts and dragonkin. You have your Innervate. Infuse a friendly healer with energy, allowing them to cast spells without spending mana for 10 seconds. You have your Ironbark. This is your damage reduction that you can cast on other players. Target skin becomes as tough as ironwood, reducing all damage taken by 20% for 12 seconds on a 1-minute cooldown. Your Iron Fur, that is your active mitigation in bear form. Increase armor by 255 for 7 seconds. Life Bloom heals the target for 2,084 over 15 seconds. When Life Bloom expires or is dispelled, the target is instantly healed for 1,176. Limit of 1, so you only put it on one person at a time. Mangle, that requires bear form. That's your rage generator. Moonfire. A quick beam of lunar light burns the enemy for damage and additional damage over time, usable while in bear form. Nature's Cure, that is your dispel. You have Prowl, automatically cast cat form and then goes into stealth. If your Rebirth, that's your battle res. Regrowth, heal the target for 1,765 and another 523 over 12 seconds. Your Rejuve, this is the staple. Regrowth Rejuve has been the staple of the Druid for a very long time. Heals the target for 1,522 over 15 seconds. That's just your basic hot. Revitalize, that's your mass res. Revive, single target res. Shred, that's going to be your main physical damage in cat form. Solar Wrath causes 1,000 nature damage to the target. That's just your basic DPS when you're not healing. You have Soothe, soothes the target, dispelling all enrage effects. Very important to be using that. Sunfire, a quick beam of solar light, burns the enemy for 400 nature damage and then additional 1,462 nature damage over 12 seconds to the primary target and all enemies within 8 yards. Swiftman instantly heals a friendly target for 3,000 health. That's your nice, quick, dirty. Check it out here. It's just boom, Swiftman. Lots of healing. Alright, Thrash requires cat form, bear form. That's your AoE. Tiger Dash is a talent. Tranquility, this is your main healing cooldown. Heals all allies within 40 yards for 2,575 over 6.8 seconds. Each heal heals the target for another 176 over 8 seconds and stacking. Healing increased by 100% when not in a raid. And you have your travel form. Typhoon's a talent. Ursul's Vortex conjures a vortex of wind for 10 seconds at the destination, reducing the movement speed of all enemies within 8 yards by 50%. The first time an enemy attempts to leave the vortex, winds will pull that enemy back to its center, usable in all shapeshift forms. Wild Growth, this is your AoE heal. Heals up to 6 injured allies within 30 yards of the target for 1,000 over 7 seconds. Healing starts high and declines over time. So what you want to do, see some big damage, you know it's about to come, start casting it, bam, damage hits, boom, Wild Growth goes out, gives you the big heal on the front end, gives you the heal over time on the back end. Your aquatic form, which is also part of your travel form, also flight form. Here's your mastery. Your healing is increased by 16.8% for each of your restoration, heal, or time effects on the target. As you can see, you have your Rejuve. I talented with a second Rejuve. Put in your Regrowth, put in your Life Bloom, throw in a Wild Growth. That's a lot of heal over time, so mastery is a big one. Omen of Clarity. Your healing over time from Life Bloom has a 4% chance to cause a clear casting state, making your next regrowth cost no mana. I have one right here. Make sure you use those when you can. Thick Hide, that is a talent. Reduce all damage taken by 6%. You have Sarah's Gift. Heals you for 3% of your maximum health every 5 seconds. If you're at full health, an injured party or raid member will be healed instead. It actually comes into play later on in the talent section when you look at it. So let's get into the talents. In the row 15, you have Abundance. For each rejuve you have active, regrowth cost is reduced by 6%, and critical effect chance is increased by 6%. That's for each regroove you have active. So that's 1, that's 2. Get those going on everybody, then your crit chance and resource cost of regrowth is way down. Alright, Prosperity Swiftman now has 2 charges, and its cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds. As you can see, you have 1 charge to start, 25-second cooldown, so now you have 2 on a 22-second cooldown. Snaring and Ward. Protects the friendly target for 30 seconds. Any damage taken will consume the ward and heal the target for 3,800 over 8 seconds. Row 30. Tiger Dash activates cat form and increases movement speed by 200%, reducing gradually over 4 seconds. Take a look right here because I have that taken. Bam, you can run real fast for a short burst. It's kind of nice. Renewal instantly heals you for 30% of your maximum health, usable in all forms. That's kind of like a desperate prayer for a priest, just a oh shit button. Wild Charge grants a movement ability that varies by shapeshift form. If you're not shapeshifted, you'll fly to an ally's position. Bear form, you'll charge an enemy, immobilize them for 4 seconds. Cat form, you will leap behind, dazing them for 3 seconds. Travel form, you will leap forward 20 yards. Aquatic form, increase swim speed for an additional 150% for 5 seconds. Row 45. You have your Balance Affinity, Feral Affinity, and Guardian Affinity. All these are very viable, you just have to pick which one you need for the right situation. I normally stick with Guardians because it reduces damage taken by 6% because you get Thick Hide. You'll also learn Thrash, Iron Fur, and Frenzy Rejuve, so you can use all those in bear form if you need them. Feral Affinity, increase your movement speed by 15%. You also learn Rake, Rip, Ferocious Bite, and Swipe. Your energy regeneration is increased by 35%, so you can pop into cat form, do DPS, do all that good stuff. Then you have Balance Affinity. Increase the range of all your abilities by 5 yards. You also learn Moonkin Form, Star Surge, and Lunar Strike. Just be aware you cannot cast heals while you're in Moonkin form, so it will kick you out if you need to start healing. Alright, level 60. You have Mighty Bash, invokes the Spirit of Ursoc to stun the target for 5 seconds, usable in all shapeshift forms. Got a 50-second cooldown. That's a single target stun, hits really hard, it's nice. You have Mass Entanglement. Roots the target and all enemies within 15 yards in place for 30 seconds. Damage may interrupt the effect, and it's usable in all shapeshift forms. You can see you have Entangled Roots, which roots one enemy in place, Mass Entanglement, and roots them all. Typhoon, that's your knockback. Very simple, but Soul of the Forest. When you cast Swiftman, you gain Soul of the Forest, increasing the healing of your next regrowth or rejuvenation by 200%, or increasing the healing of your next wild growth by 75%. That plays very well into Prosperity. When you have the 2 charges of Swiftman, you'll start getting Soul of the Forest quite often. Cultivation. When Rejuve heals a target below 60% health, it applies Cultivation to the target, healing them for 414 over 6 seconds. That's just a nice passive. Somebody's taking extra damage. Just gives them a little bit extra heal over time. Incarnation Tree of Life. Shapeshift into the Tree of Life. Increases healing done by 15%, increasing armor by 120%, and granting protection from polymorph effects. Functionality of Rejuve, Wild Growth, Regrowth, and Entangling Roots is enhanced. It lasts 30 seconds. You may shapeshift in and out of this form for its duration. Big cooldown, huge, does lots of healing, gives you protection. You can just stand in anything, casting away and healing. Very nice to have, lasts 30 seconds on a 3-minute cooldown. Level 90. You have Inner Peace, reduce the cooldown of Tranquility by 60 seconds. So you're going to reduce it by 1 minute. Right now it has a 3-minute cooldown, so you knock that down to a 2-minute cooldown. Very nice if you need a lot of raid-wide healing. Stone Bark, reduce the cooldown of Iron Bark. It's already on a 1-minute cooldown, you knock that down to 45 seconds. And it reduces the cooldown of Iron Bark by 15 seconds and increases healing from your heal over time effects by 20%. So that is very nice. Spring Blossoms. Each target healed by Effervescence is healed for an additional 222 over 6 seconds. So it just beefs up Effervescence just a little bit. But it's nice, passive, just works real well. Level 100, Photosynthesis. When your life bloom is on yourself, your rejuvenations heal 30% faster. When your life bloom is on an ally, your periodic heals on them have a 4% chance to cause it to bloom. Now, as you can see, when life bloom blooms, the way that works is when life bloom expires or is dispelled, the target is instantly healed for 1176. That's what it means by blooming. You have germination. You can apply rejuve twice to the same target. You see, bam, there's one, bam, there's two. Now I got 2 rejuves. Lots of healing just ticking away. You can see it up there. Flourish. 1.5 minute cooldown extends the duration of all your heal over time effects on the target within 60 yards by 8. On all friendly targets within 60 yards by 8 seconds, and increases the rate of your heal over time effects by 100% for 8 seconds. Let's say you're out there, you're raiding, you got a group of 25, got your rejuves going, you got some regrowths going, you throw out a wild growth, got a life bloom out there, bam, you pop flourish, everything goes up by 8 seconds, everything heals for double. That's huge. Only on a 1.5 minute cooldown. Major cooldown. Don't forget you have that. Alright, well, can't really show you a basic rotation, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into a dungeon, and that was fast. We'll go ahead and heal a dungeon on the Resto Druid. There we go. Now we're good to go. Throw out some rejuves. Throw out effervescence. Get some sunfires going so I can do a little bit of AoE. And throw in a regrowth. And a life bloom. And get all his healing over time coming back. Where are we going, boys?
Your blood will fuel my rituals.
We'll investigate the ground.
Yeah, he's
while
got
you
silenced.
dispatch her servants.
This can't be.
Alright. Waycrest Manor is a very cool dungeon. It's just great atmosphere, in my opinion. Our tank's going this way. Let's go, buddy. Although this place can get a bit confusing, you'll see people get lost in here
My
a
life
lot.
for the coven.
I'm sure when it goes live, there's going to be a lot of people getting lost. Oops, walked right into that one. Not a big deal. And one thing about Life Bloom, guess it's a dot, but you want to actually let it tick down until it actually blooms there at the end. We got some followers back here. Get some Vessence going.
My
Start doing some damage.
will end you. I don't have a target.
Ooh. Right, walk growth, start getting everybody healed up. We're switching targets here. There we go.
Your destruction is at hand. My thorns will rip you to shreds.
Pull out regrowth. Get rejuves rolling on everybody. In case you haven't noticed, your rejuve is probably your most important spell as a Resto Druid. Does a lot of healing.
Such a fragile soul.
Spell him. Got some regrowths. There we go. Not sure what's happening to the warrior over here. Get those balls hammered though. Good damage. Boom.
I can rest more easily knowing these foul
And there
no
we go.
longer prowl the night.
Hey, look at that, I got some bracers.
Continue your hunt for Lady Wakecrest. I will ensure these rooms are clear.
Nice thing about the Resto Druid is because damage over time, or heal over time, if they're doing hot effects all the time, it really smooths out the way the damage gets dished out. Because you're just constantly healing everybody all the time. So it really takes away a lot of the spikiness that tanks can sometimes take. I'll sit down and get some mana real quick since we're at about 60%. There we go. Now we're cooking.
All will serve the heart's bane.
This ain't good, guys. Regrows out on him. There we go. A little bit of beating there. Not bad though.
Take you before the heart's bane.
I'll throw out an iron bark on him. Ooh, almost got me. Just a precautionary there because he was about to get hammered on, I think. You can always pop into cat form. Damage, I don't have the bar set up for that yet. Need a bear form. Dang, trash. Start from solar graph. Not sure what's going on with our affliction lock over here. I don't think affliction is that bad a damage. Maybe I'm wrong. You're doing more than 100, that's for sure. And get the tank, get everybody in the effervescence. Put it myself. Rejuves out. He's on the tank anyway. There we go. Oh, now he's doing some damage. Alright. Throw him an iron bark again. He's kind of hammered there. And there we go. Not bad, not bad. Cooking with Weston with the Resto Druid. tank in here. Solar Wrath and some Moonfire. And somebody's... he's not lost. Beat on now. There we go. I think he might have let it protected right there, or might have been a lay on hands. Didn't really want to fool this. I'm not sure what that was. Not sure if he's not using his mitigation or what. Let's get hammered. There we go. Sit down and get some mana. Oh, I guess we're going. There we go. Now, chicken. Obviously, you don't want to stand in the green shit. There we go. I got an Azrac Strider. Get more of that AP. I feel like they did that on purpose, calling it Azurite. You know, it is Azeroth, but get your AP, same as we had in Legion. Just Artifact power, Azrac power, whatever. Spec him. We're going, Mr. Tank. Ah. Running against the wall. Let's go down to the beach. Assuming this is some sort of kitchen basement. So far nobody's died, so that's always a good sign. Got all my hots on him. Still get hammered. I think next time I'm going to try out the photosynthesis, what that is. Life booms on yourself, your rejuvenations heal 30% faster. I think it might be a little bit more fun than casting double rejuves all the time. I think it'd add a little bit more unique playstyle to it. Just in my opinion. I guess we'll find out when we get there. Yeah, we'll switch up some talents and see how it goes. Shamans suck ass, bro. Don't do it.
You cannot stop my
What's up, man?
husband, please attend to our guests. I will never let him go.
I don't know how this affliction lock is doing less damage than me.
I will never let him go. I will never let him go.
Yeah, throw out tranquility for fun.
Good riddance.
No.
We will never be.
He just got hammered there at the end. I am 110, and this is what they give me. Then I have my Heart of Azeroth, and I have my first Azerite armor that you get when you do the Heart of Azeroth quest. You can see that the interface is pretty gay, because that's just temporary. I don't know why I freaking spam heal this druid. Not druid, but paladin.
Sterntide and I will hold them here. You have to finish this.
So I just got stood. I'm pretty sure the gear they give you to start is basically like your Argus questline gear. Be about the equivalent, I'm assuming. Only because that's what it looks like. But with the number squish, I'm not really sure.
Set them aflame before the Trust King resurrects them.
Woohoo! We did it.
We've done it. Gorak Tol has been banished.
Hey, you got another piece of Azarek gear.
See? There is nothing a strong arm and a sharp steel
this one
can't
is.
fix.
Let's see. I don't think I can get that to level 3. Alright.